Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. What a fantastic day it is for a run. So it's Friday lunchtime and I've got that Friday feeling. Now I didn't do a video from yesterday, so yesterday's training was mainly a rest day, to be honest. I just went to the swim club in the evening, but it's not fully a rest day because I know swimming is still exercise, I know. But I'm going to try and structure my weeks like that in future because I'm trying to go into my swim session a bit more rested so I can actually get the best value out of it, so I can swim as well as I can, have a good session and feel motivated by doing a good swim session is the plan. Now, all best laid plans, and that was Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face. I've had 3 weeks out of the water. I did 1K on Monday. The session last night was hard. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't good, but that's absolutely fine. It wasn't terrible, so I'm going to take that. It was hard work. I woke up this morning and my shoulders and arms are killing, so I'd normally try and do a swim on a Friday morning as well, but there's no way I was doing that. Now, this weekend for me is a little bit different in that I'm going to a bike race all weekend, but I am not racing it, so I've got to try and fit my training in and around that, as of course many of us age group triathletes do, fit training around any number of things. So the race is the Peak 2-day, which is a 2-day stage race in the Peak District. Now, I'm nowhere near good enough to take part in this race. It is a National B, which is not the top tier race in the UK, but a very high tier. It's an elite and first, second and third cat race, and it's mainly made up of elite first and second cat riders. Hilly, 3 stages, men's and women's races, so I'm looking forward to going along with my good friend Adam Kenway, supporting him and making a video from the weekend as well. That's meant that today shouldn't have been a running day for me. I was going to do a long run tomorrow morning, but I've had to split it basically. So I'm 5 miles today, lunchtime, I'll leave the stats on screen, and then tomorrow morning before I go, I'm going to do 5 miles as well. So although I don't get the 10-mile long run in, I do 2 5-mile runs, so I'm still doing the running, but not in exactly the way I intended. But that's life sometimes, isn't it? So it's just one of those things. Still not the end of the world, still getting the training done. And then riding wise, I'm going to do a bike session tonight. I'm hoping to be able to get a ride in on Sunday, maybe like 2 or 3 hours in and around the racing, but we'll see how it goes. This is really sloppy, so I am going to go and get some lunch. I'll see you tonight on the bike. Okay, so evening bike ride time. After lovely weather all day, I was going to get out on the club chaingang, but it started raining 20 minutes before the club chaingang starts, as per normal, and it's coming in pretty heavy. So unfortunately, I'm indoors. Now, tonight's session is a session that I did this thing for last week, and then I didn't do the session. I actually got off the bike after 20 minutes, but I don't think you saw that. That wasn't a good day. Hopefully today is better than that day. Now, it is an over-under sweet spot session, so it's sort of flirting around threshold and sort of bottom end sweet spot. So it's a nice 10-minute warm-up, 5 minutes at threshold, 5 minutes at mid to low sweet spot, then 5 minutes threshold, 5 minutes mid to low sweet spot, then only a 3-minute recovery, 1 minute pretty hard like VO2 max, 1 minute recovery, and then into the same block again. So it's actually quite a hard session. That it's quite a big proportion there where I'm actually working pretty hard. Now I'm hoping that threshold isn't too hard, and then when I'm like 295, 300, I'm hoping that I'll be able to be recovering a little bit, but we will find out. Now 295/300-ish is the sort of power that I would hope to hold at a 70.3. Now I've never done that. I think the most I've held is 285 watts. However, I don't aim to do the most power you can do in a half Ironman bike. You aim to go as fast as you can, feeling okay, so you can still run okay. So I'm hoping this year at some point, maybe not at half Nottingham in May, but maybe later in the year, that I will be able to get closer to or above 300, but it doesn't really matter so much. That sort of 10, 15 watts is like the how do you feel on the day sort of amount, so we will see. I've actually annoyingly done between 280 and 285 watts on a half Ironman bike like several times, like that real small window, which is a bit weird. Anyway, let's get on the bike and get this session cracked on with. Okay, session done and dusted. I think sometimes, or certainly I can, talk the session up too much and almost like scare myself. Even when I was looking through the session earlier, you know, showing you lot the video, it was making me think, oh, this is going to be hard. they're never that hard. I always try and think, whatever the session is, surely it's mathematically possible that you can get through it, so don't worry about it, is how I convince myself. Anyway, it was mathematically possible, and I did get through it. So the first blocks were, I'll put it on screen now, but 351,294, 351,299, so absolutely spot on. The minute harder in the middle was 418 watts, and then the second block was 315, then 292, 355, 295. That is absolutely spot on where I need to be. I was looking at the numbers, but I was just using the gears to pace, don't use erg mode. But I was finding that I could pace it just on like perceived exertion, like I was feeling what my threshold was and then feeling what like the low sweet spot was. I'm sure the numbers play a big part in it, but it just reassures me that if my power meter drops out in a race, so help me God it doesn't, maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I can just pace myself. So yeah, what else did I have to talk about? So session done and dusted, training done and dusted, done stats on screen. I can't remember if when I was on the run earlier I said what I was doing this weekend in a bit more detail. So I'm going to a bike race. It's called the Peak 2 Day. Now this video goes out Saturday night. There is a men's and women's race. 2 days of racing, 3 stages for each gender. On day 1, the men are doing 1 stage and the women are doing 2, and on day 2, it's reversed. The men are doing 2, the women are doing 1. Made up of 2 road races and 1 time trial up a hill, and the women actually do a time trial around the whole circuit. Anyway, this video goes out Saturday night. I'm trying to make a video from the whole event. I'm going to support my best friend, Adam Kenway. I love Adam. And I'm hoping to make a video for the whole event. However, if you're watching this and if you're a rider at this race, if you know somebody there and you think that they would either want to be on a video or want to come and say hi, and they don't need to be an amazing rider, they don't need to be winning it, they don't need to have a cool story or anything, I'd really be grateful for anybody who wants to be on this video just to try and capture the emotions of an event like that. It is a national B, so it is a pretty high standard of race in the UK, and I want to try and tell the story and not just capture those people who I know. Now, the women's and men's races are at different times, and I am physically going with Adam, so I'm not going to be there for much of the women's racing, but I'm going to do my best to try and capture some of that. So it doesn't matter if male or female, please do let me know. I'd be happy to talk to anybody. I'm hoping this video isn't going to be like a documentary because I ain't got time to edit it all, but I just want to do a cool video from the weekend. So I hope you enjoy that. It'll be out in a few days or a week or so. Tomorrow's video is a gravel related video, and then I will see you for normal service early next week. Thank you very much for watching. Hope your training is going well. I am 9 weeks out from Outlaw Half Nottingham and started breaking it. So I'll see you very soon for some proper triathlon training.